just wanted to move on to the comments from the mayor himself around these protests, saying the leaders of the far right are once again attempting to hijack our flag, with minorities being intimidated and fear, hatred and division being sowed. That follows on as well from a piece that the mayor has put in The Guardian today regarding President Trump's state visit, in which he has written an article which lies throughout and also in itself sows division and hatred and will intimidate and scare those from ethnic minorities within the capital. Can the mayor do more to unite? Because at the moment he is using the language of a charlatan of equality and instead is sowing division and making people more worried.
I know that the mayor has been unequivocal in his work around community cohesion. He has, for example, used Trafalgar Square repeatedly to celebrate all forms of diversity across London, including St George's Day. I know that the mayor is currently doing a huge campaign on the Love and Wanted campaign to make sure that everyone in London feels honoured and respected. And I think it's right that British values that we all commend on equality and inclusion and tolerance for people of all backgrounds and all religions are at the forefront of people's mind. I know that myself as a black woman and many of the communities across the weekend have reached out to us and voiced their concern and fear about what happened. Assembly Member Roberts mentioned the Southport riots of last year on the back of this horrible attack on 4 young girls that were across the country, didn't take hold so much in London, but really spread fear and division. And I think in the face of that, it's important to be clear what kind of city we live in and what kind of country we live in and why it's, for me, the greatest city in the world.
I think that you don't see what's staring back at you in the mirror, Deputy Mayor, because it is as well the mayor and yourself to a degree. I think back to the words you spoke about Assembly Member Hall during the electoral campaign, that yourselves caused that hate, division. We saw the murder of Charlie Kirk last week, and that is in truth because on the left, people like you, people like the mayor, exaggerate and lie about members of the right. That is what is consistently happening, and it will lead to more violence. But I would put to you one positive thing. If the mayor, as he said, believes that the flag has been hijacked, perhaps we can do more to fly the St George's flag and reclaim, if that is what he believes is happening, to reclaim our flag and fly it proudly at City Hall and across the GLA and TfL estate. Will that be considered?
I mean, that's something that obviously is outside of my remit and can put on, but I have
Do you think that would be a good idea?
I mean, I think that the flag of our country, as someone who was born in this country, who supports the English football team, I think that it's right that we all are able to feel pride in our country and the symbols around that. But in order to be able to do that, that needs to be around, as I said, the championing of British values. And British values, I mean, have at their best been what we saw in the Second World War, what we saw on the back of the Ukraine refugees, a place of inclusion and tolerance.
So I don't think we're disagreeing. So I'm asking, do you think that would be a good suggestion?
Sorry, the suggestion?
Being that we could fly the St George's flag more proudly across the GLA and TfL estate, say.
I mean, I don't know what the current flag policy is, and it's not outside of the remit of my role.
But you are part of trying to keep communities together and increasing that pride. And I'm saying the mayor is saying that this is causing an issue, the hijacking of our flag. Maybe we should reclaim it. Do you think that's a good idea? That is within your remit.
I mean, within my remit, I know that it's really important that we do the work around community cohesion, community safety, to make sure that everyone in the community feels safe, that we speak out and don't tolerate hatred and intimidation. And we're about to move into Hate Crime Awareness Week, which we'll be doing a lot of action towards.
Right. Okay, thank you.
The London Assembly chamber was tense.
The debate over London's flag revealed far more than a disagreement about symbols. It exposed a city struggling to define who it really is. Emma Best's challenge to Sadiq Khan wasn't just about words, it was about trust, leadership, and whether City Hall still understands the people it serves. While the deputy mayor spoke of community cohesion and British values, her responses felt distant, polished, but hollow. Londoners watching could sense the hesitation, the fear of saying something real. Once again, slogans replaced substance, and promises of unity echoed through a divided chamber. Outside, frustration continues to grow. Crime is rising, communities are drifting apart, and national pride has become a political minefield. Ordinary Londoners don't want spin, they want leadership that heals, not lectures. Emma Best's call to reclaim the St. George's flag wasn't just about flying a banner, it was about reclaiming confidence in who we are. To take back the symbols of identity, not for one side, but for everyone. Her words cut through the noise and landed on a deeper truth: unity begins when leaders stop talking at people and start standing with them. But after all the speeches, the campaigns, and the polished lines about inclusion, one question remains. Can London's leaders truly bring people together, or have they already lost the city they claim to represent? If you found this analysis useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, so you never miss our next political update.